Joseph dreamed of greatness. And it's not just an amazing story, it has profound relevance for us. God placed greatness in the heart of man. We were created in his image. And so there's a very natural desire to discover it, to release it, to live it, however we want to say it. Now, unfortunately, the world has created what is very often a ugly counterfeit version of greatness that is self-centered, self-focused, self-promotion. But God's equation means that greatness isn't in the promotion, but greatness is revealed, discovered, and displayed in the assignment. And your assignment is not your calling. Often people equate what you do with your calling, which isn't really correct, although we won't nitpick. But the reality is, your calling literally is an invitation. And it starts at the very beginning. When Christ called you, it was the invitation to respond. And when you responded to Christ, you got not just redemption, but then everything else that goes with it, all the benefits, and that calling to continue now becomes the invitation to apply yourself, in the assignments God puts into your life. Now, for Joseph, the assignments were first in Potiphar's house, then in prison, and then as governor, the second most powerful man really in the world at that point. Those weren't his calling, those were his assignments, and the invitation was to apply himself in those, which then did lead to his promotion. And the assignments in our lives run the gambit from the mundane to the powerful, to the significant. That every area of your life contains assignments, and each one again is that invitation to apply what but yourself, which means really what God has placed in you. And in doing so, every assignment comes with the same approach and the same expectation. Again, whether it's that mundane or significant, powerful, amazing. The approach is to apply yourself in faithfulness in everything that God has put in you with a unique equipping. We've talked frequently about how God has supernaturally gifted each one. And you don't have to recognize, you don't have to completely understand your own gifting. Just as you apply yourself, that is the Holy Spirit working through that supernatural empowerment to impact situations, to bring resolution, to bring transformation, even when we don't recognize it. It happens, it flows naturally when we are applying ourselves. And the expectation is always the same. God's expectation is that we would, again, through faithfulness, we would thrive, we would flourish, we would succeed, we would literally rise to the top. Even if in the short term, it often doesn't look like it. Think about Joseph going from Potiphar's house to prison. That seemed like a profound setback, but in reality, it was a setup, painful, but a setup for his future success, that future promotion. The promotion itself, again, is the byproduct of that greatness revealed, released, displayed, deployed in those assignments. It's the recognition that God has placed numerous assignments, and that when we begin to change our mindset, to understand that the calling again is the invitation to apply yourself. And as you apply yourself and apply everything God's put in you, that gifting, that supernatural empowerment will automatically rise to the surface. That God desires to lead us by his Holy Spirit, to literally make you a leader. Even if you may not see yourself as a leader, God has called each one of his people to lead in their own unique way and succeed through the leading of the Holy Spirit. And while I have found that many people are still growing in confidence in being led by the Spirit, just approach it in faith that the Holy Spirit will give you the wisdom, the insight, the inspiration, the ideas, whatever is needed in any situation as you look to Him, that He will draw your attention to what's needed, that He will make it real to you. That we need to understand that God desires for you to discover and release that greatness, unleash the greatness that He's placed inside of you, because that is what displays His glory. That's what brings impact and transformation, life and hope to the world around us. It's not in our skills. It's not in our abilities. It's just in our faithfulness. And then what God has placed in us brings that greatness. It releases that greatness into situations. And that greatness is His presence in our life. And as I say, when we live this out, God is gracious. He gets the glory, and He allows us to enjoy the benefits. So start to recognize the assignments in your life and recognize those, each one, small or great, each assignment in your life is an opportunity. It's an invitation to apply yourself in everything that God has put in you for His glory, for life, hope, and transformation, and for your blessing.